like to think that we're in control of our own destinies, especially when we're in an elevator. We want those doors to shut. You press one button, you cross the street, you press a button. Does it really work, though?
Apparently, some of the buttons we may be pressing could be the technological equivalent of a little white lie. So we asked our Becky Worley to investigate, and she joins us via Skype from her home in Oakland, California, with the results. So have we been fooled, Becky? Is that the deal?
I don't want to say you've been duped, but my cutting-edge investigation has shown that there is something going on here. So here's the scenario. You're late. You walk up to an intersection and you push that crosswalk button expecting it to change the light sooner in your favor. But does anything really happen? There was only one way to find out. I hit the streets.
On, off, open, close, channel up, volume down. For every action, a reaction. Every push, a payoff. Or is there? Rumor has it some buttons are just imposters, so-called placebo buttons. Really? My first stop, the crosswalk. Do these buttons work? Let's put them to the test. Step 1. Find out how long the light lasts if I don't press the button. Ooh, the suspense. Total wait time, 1:35. That's a long light. Now it's time to see if this crosswalk button can save me some time. 20 seconds. Waiting. 50 seconds. And waiting. 1:20. This button pressing is starting to press my buttons. Maybe that'll work. Every time I test it, the result is the same. 1:35. This button didn't do anything. Could it just be a fluke? To find out, a team of students from across the country are hitting the streets to see if the buttons in their neighborhoods save them any time. In Austin, Texas, and Syracuse, New York, the results are the same.
Nothing's happening.
But in Florida, we were able to find one button that did its job. Only one button? What gives? Well, at least in New York City, the majority of crosswalk buttons are indeed placebos, disconnected because they were creating irregular traffic patterns.
The main reason for leaving them up has to do with cost. 90% of them do nothing except some psychological benefit of pressing the button.
What about the elevator? You know this little button that's supposed to make the doors close faster? Does that really work? My team of testers and I are ready to find out. We first calculate how long it takes the doors to close on their own.
6, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3.
4.3 seconds.
Now, what if I actually press that door close button? Do I save any time at all?
Hey, that one actually worked.
It only took about 4 seconds.
The fastest time yet.
Close, 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 close. It worked. In 9 out of 10 elevators, we saved nearly 2 seconds by pressing the door close button. But in that one lone lift,
It's like 0.05 seconds off from not pressing the door close button.
pushing and poking didn't do squat. Surprisingly, it's the new elevators that have non-working door close buttons.
I think I would just be compelled to press it, just because it's there, even knowing that it's not going to do anything.
Pressing buttons may give you a sense of control, but there are some buttons better left unpressed.
So why have these buttons been deactivated in newer elevators? Well, much of it has to do with the Americans with Disabilities Act passed in the 90s that mandates everyone have enough time to get in and out of the elevators, at least 3 seconds. So Dan and Bianna, it's only firefighters and maintenance personnel that have a key to override that. Your button pushing,
And what about, you know, when I sit there in the office sometime and I get really cold and I want to change the temperature, I look at the thermostat, I do it, and what are the odds that something's actually going to change, Becky?
You know, especially in big buildings, Bianna, many of those thermostats are placebo, there for the placebo effect also. These big HVAC systems, they don't want you messing with it. And in some cases, they even have white noise generators to make you think that something happens when you turn the temperature up or down.
That is diabolical.
I feel so duped.
It's a conspiracy. Becky, thank you.
To you and your team.
Pleasure.